My freshman year, I really hit rock bottom and didn't really know how to pick myself back up. And instead of asking for help, I just thought things would work out for me. But what I didn't know is that my coach was watching my every move.
After every single race, I like my athletes to come back and just get some feedback from me. Well, this particular meet, she decided that she didn't want to come back. She was being very stubborn. Most of the times, the athletes are going to be very negative. But I try to give them that feedback to let the athletes know that they were executing.
She called me in for a meeting. In this meeting, I thought it was going to be just me and her. I still had a really bad attitude about things. I didn't really want help. I thought I had everything under control. After one of our track meets where I kind of just had an attitude, my coach had a meeting with the team and sat us all down, and we were going around the room kind of giving positive feedback and maybe some constructive criticism about everybody's race. And when it was my turn, she actually had me come up to the front of the room and she said, "Does anybody have anything to say about Brooke?" And everybody raised their hand. And at first I felt really attacked, but I really realized in that moment, they're just there to help me. And so they picked me up by my shirt collar and dusted me off and told me that you need to get it together. I started crying because I realized that people actually care. People see me and see what I'm doing, and they can see past the sticking points that I'm having, and they know that I'm capable of so many things that I might not have even seen at first. I started martial arts when I was around 10. I have a black belt in Taekwondo. That is the form of martial arts that I practice, have my expertise in. I have all sisters, so my dad has always been super, super protective of all of us. And it got to the point where he was like, "I can only protect you so much. I want you guys to kind of be able to protect yourself." I've competed nationally in Taekwondo, and I even have a world junior title in Hapkido, which is another form of martial arts. Martial arts is a very disciplined sport. You have to be very diligent and particular with a lot of things, and I feel like I carried that into my everyday life by being very detail-oriented and trying to make sure that I give things my 100% effort. I grew up in a basketball family. My dad played basketball, my siblings played basketball, but when it was my turn to come around, I kind of realized that it wasn't really my strong suit. Instead of picking up the ball next season, I decided to lace up my spikes and just see what track and field had for me in high school. Competed at a couple of meets, wasn't the best. My first year I didn't make a state level competition. I just was on the team, but I really found a love for it. So I started really trying to be diligent in my practicing and trying to find club teams, and I started to see a big difference. My first interaction with Coach Yo, I really liked her as a coach, and I liked that she cared about me on the track, but she also cared about me as a potential person on her team, which I thought was really important when I was being recruited.
Brooke called me one day and she told me that she had some bad news, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, you made a decision to go somewhere else." And she was like, "No, you're stuck with me for the next 4 years."
I came on an official visit my senior year of high school, and it was just something about the campus community. It felt comfortable. I felt like I was right where I needed to be. I felt supported, and it just was the right fit. I got involved with extracurriculars and organizations and things here because of my teammates. They were involved in a lot of things, and at first I wasn't really interested in it, but just kind of seeing what they were doing, I would start by asking questions. They're like, "Oh, we have a DLC meeting," or "We have a SAC meeting," and I'm like, "Oh, well, what's that?" And then they would kind of tell me about them, and they're like, "You should join." They kind of dragged me to meetings, and I started to realize, like, oh, this is stuff that's actually really interesting. It started with me just listening to other people and kind of doing group collaboration, and then I would bring it up in meetings, and I noticed that people really listened.
I remember actually a conversation that happened the summer after all of COVID happened and it kind of shut down. And after that conversation, I saw that change. I saw that growth from, she was always involved. She was always there. But that maturation and that next step to be there and to do that and to excel in all of these areas.
Whether you're an underclassman, whether you're an upperclassman, everybody is treated equally.
How do we put our student athletes in a position to lead? How do we give them a seat at the table? How do we help them find their voice? And when June of 2020, and probably before that happened, with the racial concerns that we were having in this country, we probably didn't do that with Brooke and other student athletes like her. We wouldn't have had those leadership opportunities for our student athletes. She wouldn't have been able to jump into action and lead our department and lead our student athletes in a way that was basically transformational.
It hit closer to home because I was like, this could easily be one of my family members, this could be my dad, this could be somebody that I know very well next. And it was just very, very hard to process the idea. And because I felt so strongly in my want to change things, and that started with me bringing it to the higher ups, talking to my coaches, talking to my teammates, sit everybody down so everybody's on the same page and understanding and not walking around with blinders on. And then that developed into me bringing it to higher ups, people in administration, people in the athletic department, and we need to not only talk about them, but we need to have action behind them. We can't just sit there and have conversations about social change. We need to be diligent in actually trying to combat some of the inclusivity issues that we see.
She is a tremendous person. She is smart, she is intelligent, she is goal-oriented. She has a lot of things that she wants to do and accomplish. She is curious, she looks into things and researches things as well. She is a person that networks. She networks with student athletes, she networks with coaches. She is someone that represents the very fabric of what we want to be here at Michigan State from our student athlete perspective, but also I think just as a general student as well.
What I've learned about myself is that I am much stronger than I originally thought. I have a voice that I'm not afraid to use, and it carries a lot of weight and a lot of power, and there's a lot of people that I've realized respect that. At first I was very nervous about how it would be received, especially because I was talking to a lot of people with very high job titles and I'm just a student athlete. That mindset definitely changed because it went from I'm only a student athlete to no, I'm a student athlete and I have a voice and it's important and I want everybody to understand exactly where I'm coming from. I'm very grateful to be given the opportunity to be able to speak in front of all of you today at such a monumental and important event. In my 5 years, I've learned a lot about this university, being that, especially in the athletic department, it takes a community in order to be able to run efficiently. One thing I'll forever be grateful for is Alan's genuine care for student athletes. He's somebody who, when our team was at our high and low points, I could definitely count on seeing him on our Zoom calls. It showed that he cared about us not only on the track, on the field, on the court, but also off. I would like to have the greatest honor of introducing MSU's new athletic director, Mr. Alan Haller.
You know, you look at a person like Brooke and the way she's fought through all of the things that she's had to fight through, but then she stood up as a leader on many committees and many issues, and all of those issues weren't about her, it was about others and making sure that other people had the best opportunities to succeed. So it was really important for me to have someone like Brooke, and Brooke in particular, I wanted to introduce me because she is the example of what I want student athletes to experience here, that total experience.
When I first started out, I would have never, ever expected to have made it this far and to have accomplished the things that I've accomplished. But especially breaking a school record, it is just a testament to how diligent and how much perseverance and how I just have really worked hard for this. Along with my gratitude for everything that my coach has done for me, I really have to give a lot of thanks to both of my parents just because they have supported me in everything that I've done, but they have also been the ones to tell me that if you really want something, you have to go and work for it. Nothing is going to just be given to you. And that mindset that I grew up with, I think, has really helped me into becoming the person that I am.